I've been asked to make a video about my Thunderbird bass for the Talk Bass forum because there's a lot of talk about how to make a Epiphone Thunderbird sound better, more like the Gibson version, and a lot of discussion about what various bits are, and a few videos on YouTube which guys playing stuff, but no one really actually talking about what can be done. So I'm going to talk about what I've done, give you some audio samples, and if you like it you can copy it or just learn something from it. This is my Thunderbird bass. Most important thing about it is it's actually a Thunderbird Goth, because if you take the normal Thunderbird, which is the brown version, this has got an older body and a bolt-on neck like a precision bass or a jazz bass, whereas the Goth and the Nicky 6 versions, the Blackbird, they have mahogany bodies, same as the Gibson. They do have bolt-on necks, but you can't do anything about that apart from tone the tone down to about 9 or 8, just to roll some of the highs off. It won't sound the same, but it's going to be slightly closer. So the first thing I did when I got this was change the nut. That's actually a Graphtec nut. The reason why I choose Graphtec over anything else is they just sound pretty cool. The black ones don't sound quite as good as the white ones, but they're a bit slippier, so if you've got quite a heavy playing style like I do, the strings slide back into place a bit better, and just, you can pick them up for a few days in your room and they're still in tune, so it's really cool. Pretty easy to fit. Probably want to get a guitar set with some experience to do that. Another reason why I want to do that quite a lot on all guitars, so I've just got a few there, is I've only actually got one guitar which has had perfect action on the nut height from the factory, and that's my old crappy Encore there. For some reason they did a good job, but all the Epiphone ones, Stractor ones, Mavericks, whatever, they just have the nuts too low, so I set it to my height, which is specified to various books I've read in other places. He just plays better, stays in tune better, doesn't get as much fret buzzing, so that was important. Another thing, I kind of like the Gibson Thunderbird Goth look, so I bought these little knobs. These are actually Gibson real ones, genuine Gibson parts, whatever they're called. It looks cool. It says set number 10 just up here, so when I'm looking down I can quite easily see what's in place. I replaced the pick guard with a clear plastic one. I got some guys to make it. I'll try and put a link up on the website for this, and have this made in vinyl. It's my band's logo. So you stick the vinyl on the bass, screw this down, see a few screws, and you get a little cool thing. That's just me being a bit picky. One thing which I'm not going to show you too much is the electronics inside. I changed the capacitor to a Sprague orange drop 0.45 because a Sprague tend to sound a bit better to me. I don't know if it's in my head, I'm just imagining it, but it tends to just play better, sound better. You get slight evenness when you change that. The other thing is that your Epiphone bass will come with 500, 500, 500 on the controls. Now, if you look at the 1970s wiring diagrams for Gibson, they had 500, 500 and 250. So I've changed this to 250. Everything I use on my pots or a CTS. I did play the idea of getting a genuine Gibson one, but it's about £15 just for a pot, so I went for a simple £5 version on eBay, which seems to do the job. Doesn't feel so smooth, but it's still pretty good. Another important thing is I've actually taken the strap from there and placed it here by just drilling a hole through all of them to about a centimetre or so, depends how big the screw is, and screwing it down. The reason for that is that everyone who has played Thunderbird will know if you have your strap there, it's just going to neck dive all the time. You're going to constantly be holding it. It's really awkward and nobody enjoys it. By putting it there, you're shifting points of balance slightly this way. It will neck dive all the time, but just not as much. If you get a wide leather or suede strap with a thick top, you might get away with it not nose diving at all, but it's worth doing. Another thing to remember, which I do quite a lot of my basses, is little washers. If you put a washer between the top of the little button heads, the strap behind, that will never come off. If that comes off, your whole screws come out. So you can jump around the stage, throw your guitar around, and it just won't come loose. Any of the strap lock stuff, you're paying £15 for each. It's just not worth it. It's really expensive, and frankly you can whack it, a spring can come out, and you're on the floor again. So a little cheap trick, and if you watch any of my videos on YouTube of Cryogenica, you'll see I don't really like staying still, so that's kind of important for me. This actual neck, I found that the neck was actually needed shimming, so I put some tin foil, believe it or not, shims underneath. And these shims, well, I think there's about 4 folds, then 8 folds and 16 folds, and having a varying like that, you can put 3 in there and get a nice even shim. There's various books you can get. One's called How to Make Your Electric Guitar Play Great. It's about guitars, not basses, but the theory is pretty much the same, and that book is great. The most important thing, which the whole video is about, and I haven't really talked about at all, are the pickups. Now these here are Seymour Duncan bass lines, SSB4 pickups. And the reason why I chose the SSB4 pickups rather than anything else is I'm trying to replicate as much as I can the Gibson sound. As I said, it's a single ply bolt-on neck. You're never going to get the same sound as a real Gibson, but you can get as close as you can and maybe get your own little special groove in there. After all, P-bass is the most famous bass ever, and that's a bolt-on neck. So the Gibson TV Plus pickups, they are ceramic dual coil pickups and have quite a high output and are passive. So obviously I'm looking for all those qualities in a new pickup to replace my current ones. I've always found with all my guitars and ones I've looked at that Epiphone pickups just aren't up to scratch. They kind of do the job, they sound okay, but there's something lacking. They're slightly muddy, slightly dense. You can never get that real brilliance and real glass-like sound to them. My favourite guitar is this one here, my Epiphone Les Paul, and that's got Seymour Duncan pickups in. And I learned a long time ago that just putting a good high quality professional pickup in makes a world of sound, and I've played real Gibsons and that guitar over there sounds, I reckon, as good as a real Gibson. Doesn't feel quite the same, but sound wise and tone wise it's 95% there. The choices with the pickups, there's EMG 35DC pickups, and 35DC are really good pickups. I've got EMGs in my Schecter bass there, which is kind of missing strings. And you know, everyone in the sun looks at them and uses them. Go on the website for EMG, you can see thousands of artists use them, Slayer use them. I actually played them myself. I wasn't overly keen for my sound on my Schecter over there, but that's just personal choice. They've got a slightly metallic sound, very trebly, which isn't really in keeping with what the Thunderbird was in the 70s. It's too modern, too harsh, and it's not really that right. But they are dual coil ceramic, which is the important thing. You should notice that there's ceramic and steel pickups, and ceramic pickups are very different. Ceramic and steel is a lot more smoother, more jazz sound, which works for you is great, but for me it wasn't right. So that didn't mean the. Alternatively, there's the Bartolini pickups, which there's a rumour going around, I've heard, which Bartolini make the Gibson pickups for the Thunderbirds. I've no idea if that's true or not. I don't think it is, but could be. But if you have heard about Bartolini pickups, they're very smooth, sort of jazz, very traditional sort of sound. And this obviously looks like a rock bass. I don't want a jazz sound. I don't play jazz, I don't listen to jazz, so why do I want that sound? But the SSB4 Seymour Duncan bassline pickups, they are ceramic, dual coil, passive pickups. They have medium output, not high output like the Gibson ones, but I can overlook that because I can just put a booster in the way or build a preamp, which I might start doing soon. But the press for them was saying that it was between the EMG sound and the Bartolini sound they're aiming for. They're trying to get that quite modern sound with a bit of a smooth, bit of a growl in there, which is really what I was looking for. So I bought them. It's about £100 for the set. It's the neck and the bridge pickup. I think it's great value because if you look at EMG at £100 a piece. And the great thing about Seymour Duncan pickups is that they always make neck variety and bridge variety. With the bridge variety it's a bit hotter, it's a bit smoother, so you can get a nice balanced sound which you just don't get with most other pickup manufacturers. Installing them isn't a problem. You can see there's a bit of a gap in there, get your finger into. That's not a problem for me. I think it actually looks pretty cool looking back on it. Just whip the old ones out, the current Thunderbird ones, sold them on eBay, drill a small pilot hole in the right place, screw the thing down, and it's there. One thing remember, you've got to put lots of stuffing underneath to just raise pickups up, otherwise they'll be too low down and you won't get the right sound. So packing foam, springs, anything. I just use rolled up packing foam from an Amazon or something order. And yeah, that's it. I finished off with Dario strings. Everyone's got their own. I hate Rotor sound. Anyone who uses them and says they're great, I think must be lying or hasn't tried anything else out. I've been through every kind of strings I can, and Dario just seem to sound the best. I wish I had sponsorship, I just don't, I haven't got any money. But that's Thunderbird bass.